singing your way into the press room. Are you going to sing in the series?
I mean, I sing whenever they call cut. The entire time I'm on set, I'm singing. It's just, if I'm singing, I'm happy. That's what I've learned about myself.
How comfortable are you in this geek universe?
In this geek universe? I mean, I feel extremely naive because I don't know a lot of comics. I didn't grow up reading them. I went through a phase where I dressed up as Catwoman, the Michelle Pfeiffer version, for like a year of my life. But that's pretty much the geeky as I get. So I wish I was more involved and knew more. I think I'm going to have to do my homework because my character lives in the DC Comics universe and she's approving claims all day for incidents that the superheroes or supervillains have caused. So I got a lot to catch up on.
Do you feel like the show is like an antidote to the kind of glut of superhero shows on TV? This is a bit of an existential joke at the expense of the more serious superhero roles.
I just think it's genius because we love seeing superhero television shows and movies, but no one's ever explored the aftermath. You see massive cities being turned into rubble and then just left behind and never touched on again. Like, what happens? Like, so we're the people who are there picking up the mess. I think it's just like a really brilliant new take on living in a world of supers.
And it's kind of a fun entree into that universe for people who aren't necessarily inclined to the superhero shows as well.
Yeah, totally. Because it's not about the superheroes. They're definitely a part of it, but it's about the people trying to live their mundane lives. Like, my favorite TV shows are Parks and Recreation and The Office, which are both under the NBC umbrella. So I'm so excited because I get to be a part of that family now.
The show certainly has that vibe, kind of like The Office with superheroes.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome that so far it's the female character that's like, look, guys, we can't let this happen. I'm gonna, take in charge when Evil Dell comes in.
Yeah, totally. It's so great. I mean, it's so funny because when I first read the script, the character was completely different. She was much more timid, very observant, and just does not have balls, I guess. And I guess we did the table read and they're like, she's a bit more feisty, which I don't necessarily see, but I guess that's something that they like. So Emily grew a pair of balls. And she stood up to superhero, which is something that no one ever does because you're supposed to just be the victim. And she's fed up it. She's fed up with it. So it's fun. It's just neat seeing the different perspective of that world.
So speaking of standing up, we heard that Dell is a bit of a tough boss.
Yeah.
So is she like the champion for the office?
She is, yeah. She's the one who's standing up to him. Her whole thing is like, you can be a powerful person without having superpowers. So she's just trying to clumsily find her way to standing up and being the voice for everyone. Because she's had enough. So it's great because you get to see them play kind of games on each other and it's just the office rivalry.
Did you take any inspiration from Leslie Knope for this character?
Of Leslie? Leslie Knope's a little more neurotic than Emily is, I think. Emily's still finding her footsteps, whereas Leslie Knope, I feel, has it together. She knows what she's doing.
Can you talk about working with Danny?
Danny's amazing. Everyone is so amazing. I feel so lucky to be doing this with them because they're comedians. Like, that's what they do. They're really funny. Whereas comedy for me is a bit more new. So I feel like I'm finding my footsteps behind people who are really great at it. But he's hysterical. I mean, he has twin 4-year-olds, but he himself acts like a 6-year-old. So it's a really great work environment because I feel like I'm just always on a play date, having fun.
I think it's exciting for audiences to see you in kind of this, next step in genre for you as well. I think that's
it's really excited. It's really exciting. And it's also the first time I'm playing like an adult who has her shit together. Normally I'm like a troubled teen who's pregnant and running away from home, or like a drug addict, or someone in high school. And this time I'm a young woman who's like taking strides to earnest, honest living.
Does the rhythm of music teach you anything about the rhythm of comedy?
Rhythm of music? I have not thought about that, actually. I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I'm sure probably something, because a lot of it has to do with timing. I just make everyone else do it for me, and then I try to copy what they do. So I'm getting a lot of help from Zach, luckily.
Last question.
Well, I was wondering, obviously, it's like I asked, this is a very fresh take on the genre, and I was wondering if you could elaborate and tell people what makes the show really stand out.
Yeah, I mean, the superhero shows and movies are always having the spotlight on the superheroes themselves. It's never about the people who are living in that world and them trying to go about their life without the superheroes involved. So it's about really like what that actuality would be like. I mean, surge prices for Ubers during super battles, you know, like it's a real thing. You're never on time to work because something is happening, or the super villains breaking over the airwaves to announce something on a jumbotron. It's like, why can't they just trade phone numbers already and like deal with it privately? It's that. It's the everyday life of living in a world full of superheroes.